Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh, and very good evening to everyone, my teachers and also my fellow friends. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala bless all of us during this special month of Ramadan, and may Allah bring us all closer to Him and to each other, inshallah. Before we start our presentation, my name is Ainul Ashikin binti Isa Laiz Harudin and Nur Farahanim binti Abdul Wahab, Nur Syahira binti Muhammad Safri, and Siti Aisyah binti Abdul Muttalib. Our objective of presentations today is we're going to know the ethical of price determination in Islam, followed by function of price, the difference of price from Islamic and conventional system, and the last one, the new issues regarding price in Malaysia. So let's start.
Hi, my name is Nur Farahanim binti Abdul Wahab. Okay, ethical of price determination in Islam. The first one is not to sell the commodity at a lower price than the market price. Sometimes a businessman charges a lower price to attract more buyers. The sale eventually increases, but it causes loss to other fellow traders. It is not allowed because more profit is earned at the expense of others. So we can say that lowering the price is to attract the consumer is unethical. It is not allowed even to drive other competitors out of market because Islam promotes healthy competition. The second one is prohibition of Ghaban Ifahish. Ghaban Ifahish is means excessive profit with deceit or exorbitant price. It is like selling goods at high price and making consumers think that they're paying at the usual price, and such acts are considered dishonest, and transactions that have any aspect of fraud are haram in Islam. The third one is fair and justice in terms of price and quality relationship. Price in Islam must to be fair and just. Seller is prohibited from charging a price that is incompatible with its quality. This is because when consumer have some doubt about the quality of a product, consumers frequently conclude that a higher price of a product means a higher quality of the product. So what if the consumer buys a product at a higher price while its quality is incompatible with its price? It's such an unfair transaction, and it is haram in Islam. And the number 4 is business transaction should be free from maisir. In the concept of price determination, maisir is means when sellers earn their profit without putting so much effort into it. If a businessman plans to increase or decrease the quality of the goods, he must also increase or decrease the price of the goods to avoid maisir. And the last one is price must be kept after calculating the value added in the goods or service. Some factors should be kept in the mind before fixing prices of goods and service, such as raw material costs, electricity costs, warehousing costs, transportation costs, geographical distance or season. And also, the risk involved in business is also an important factor. If the risk is high, the sellers are permitted to charge higher prices to compensate for losses.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Ainul Ashikin. Now let's move to the next objective of this presentation, which is the function of price. Okay, basically there are three functions of price in the economy, which is as the medium of exchange, a money of account, and a store of value. Okay, now let's move to the first function, which is a medium of exchange. A medium of exchange is anything that accepted as the payment for the products, services, and resources. In a simple term, it is something that a buyer gives to the seller as an exchange when they want to purchase something. But today, we live in money economy, so money is introduced and accepted as the medium of exchange. In order to understand the role of money as the medium of exchange, we can see it in the barter economy, which goods and services are traded directly without using money. Why money? Because money can reduce the transaction cost of exchange, and the exchange will be easier and less time consuming in money economy than in barter economy. Because in barter economy, if we want something, we need to trade. But first, we must locate the person that have the thing that we want, and they also need the thing that we want to trade. Okay, for the second function of price is price as a unit of account. A unit of account is a common measure in which values are expressed. It is also used by people to post price and record debts. In other terms, money is used as a measure of value to indicate the values of goods and services. In order to make sure the money that we use as the unit of account, a few characteristics must be possessed, which is divisible, fungible, and countable. So the first one, the standard unit of money must be divisible into smaller units to accommodate small purchases as well as large one. For example, we have 1 ringgit, and the amount of 1 ringgit can be divided into cents. So these cents will allow us to purchase good that less than 1 ringgit. So money must be divisible so that any desired sum can be paid by using a small number of coins and banknotes. The next characteristic of money to be unit of account is it needs to be fungible. One unit must be capable of being substituted for another without meaningful change in value. And money also must carry interchangeable value across place and time. In other words, a buyer and a seller must agree on the value of item being used as money. Future buyers and sellers must agree too. So in Islamic finance, the object of exchange must be fungible, clearly describable in terms of weight, size, volume, color, quality, grade, and the like in a way that avoids disputes in the future. Then the third characteristic is the money must be countable and subject to mathematical operation. The money must be countable so that it can serve as a measure of value and to attach numbers as values to things. And this ability will allow people to account for profits, income, expenses, debt, and also wealth. So the other function of price is a store of value. A store of value provides a means of storing wealth from one time period to another. In other words, the store of value is the ability of money to hold value over time, which means we can bury the money or store it for months or years, but we don't have to worry about it spoiling. Furthermore, there are many assets that can store value other than money, which is gold and silver that also act as a stores of value.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Nushaira binti Muhammad Safrid. I would like to tell about differences of price from Islamic and conventional system. For the first and foremost, the difference of price from Islamic system is determined by the will of Allah. Here it describes how God has decided the price of the Islamic culture. One such example relates to the prophetic hadith passed down on the authority of Anas on the subject of pricing. Anas states, during the days of the Prophet, prices began to rise exorbitantly. Hence, some people came and said, "Oh, Messenger of God, set the prices for us." In the response, he said, "God is the one who takes away and who gives abundantly, the provider and the price setter." Okay, next, for the opposite, the difference of price from conventional system is will find or adjust in equilibrium price in nature. This means change the price according to the present situation, whether or not it's conform to Sharia. Conventional is commonly priority for optimizing income. Alright, for the second one, difference of price from the Islamic system is all it depends on God. It's really more to the general point that people just ought to rely on Him. The main aim of Islamic system is to achieve the objective of Allah happiness on its own. Do not forget that by serving God, we are not required to suffer at all costs, as some of our society knows. It is also believed to be able to offer great benefits to society, but it must follow the pattern of Islam. All that Allah has discreet, there is no power to human to change it. Besides, the difference of price from the conventional system is the ignore of the God in determining of price. This is very different from the Islamic system that seems to have a little to do with Aqidah in their dealing. It is demonstrated by the breach of the law of Allah. which is clearly specific in the quoting arguments, are strictly forbidden in Islam. Alright, for the third one, the difference of price from Islamic system is fixing price is based firstly on revelation. Indeed, Islamic system has made the Quran and Sunnah as source. This is because the manual given by Allah Subhanahu Wa Taala to this human being is the Quran itself, and the Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam is provided an example of how to treat such manuals to taught this universe during life. Lastly, the difference price from the conventional system that based on the season to determine the price. This means that the season is more based on the price determination. This is in contrast to the Islamic system where they seek only human happiness that will lead to misery in their life if not directed by divine guidance. It is clear from this difficulty to obeying Allah order in transaction for the sole purpose of the obtaining early again.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Siti Aisyah binti Abdul Muttalib. Today I would like to present about the issue related with this topic. Okay, we go to the first issue. Okay, for the first issue is zakat payment rate during COVID-19. Okay, according to a newspaper reported by Berita Harian, an official announcement has been made by Federal Regional Islamic Religious Council about the zakat payment rate at wilayah persekutuan. And the zakat payment rate at wilayah persekutuan has been stated that zakat fitrah for this year is RM5 and RM7. So the issue is about the zakat payment rate. As you can see, at another place, another state, the zakat payment rate is different and not same. And every year, zakat payment rate is changed. Okay. So it is because the zakat payment rate is based on price of rice. If price of rice turun lah, kalau naik lah macam tu. So for state, the zakat payment rate has been made by state religious authority and based on price of rice. So during the COVID-19, the implementation of zakat payment rate is as usual as ever, because it is compulsory to Muslim who are able to pay zakat in financial. Okay, we go to the second issue. Okay, the second issue is about fine 2,000 ringgit for selling at ringgit 50 cent face mask. Okay, according to the Berita Harian online written by Abdul Rahman Taimin, there are a few traders try to take advantage during COVID-19 by selling face masks with expensive price, as happened at Tower Sabah, with the premise at one of pharmacy in Tower selling face mask with expensive than maximum price. So we can see that this action is illegal, and the act can be taken to court under section 11 of the Price Control and Anti-Fraud Act 2011. It is because the trader trying to get advantage. So if this happen at your place, report immediately to the authorities like KPD and HEP, so the issue can be avoided from it happen. So for the conclusion for this topic is Islamic marketing is very ethical in prescribe the price of good. It is because ethics has been highlighted in determining the price of good or service in Islam. From that, it can prescribe its followers to guide behavior, word out and intention, and observe moral code. That's all from me. Thank you.